the NHS is this phenomenal life-saving service, but it is not a life-optimizing service necessarily. And if it really tried to be, it wouldn't be around, you know. And I think sometimes that's a really kind of helpful way to think about it, is like, it's amazing and it's going to tell you is there anything really serious going on in this scenario. But if you really want to go deeper and spend a lot of time and go down the rabbit hole with it to really try and optimize what's going on, that's potentially the point when you're going to have to look more privately.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's take a really common example. So somebody who has kind of suspected IBS type symptoms. So that might be loose stools, abdominal pain, bloating. So the common scenario is that person justifiably, correctly will go to the GP, which is absolutely the right avenue to kind of go to first. They might have a stool test to look at kind of calprotectin or kind of a few common pathogens if it's deemed relevant by the GP. They might then also have a colonoscopy. What can often then come out of that is that nothing comes out of it, which is obviously great. But where this person is left is, well, they still have very real symptoms. So they have thankfully ruled out a range of other underlying causes, the most common one being IBD. But then they are left at the point, well, what is going on then? What can I do to help myself? And that's really where private stool testing has its role to play, to kind of complement and go a bit further and synergise with what the NHS has done. To say, well, let's look even deeper at a wider range of markers, host markers and microbiome markers, like to widen the lens basically. So you can look at what are the wider range of imbalances that could be driving these symptoms, so you've got more tools to help somebody with. So in that scenario of IBS then, with a private stool test, you can then look at a range of markers like digestive enzyme secretions, like pancreatic elastase, you know, because often that can be depleted in IBS. You can look at markers of gut barrier health like zonulin, because often the gut wall can be slightly permeable, which can make it much more sensitive. And then you look at a much wider breadth of microbes than is looked at on an NHS or other kind of conventional stool test, looking at maybe over 60, 70 plus microbial markers, which is far more comprehensive, by many orders times, than what you can test conventionally, which then helps you to further investigate, you know, is it an overgrowth of a different type of microbe, or is it not having enough of certain bacteria? So you've got more tools to help somebody with, basically.